Hello and welcome to a new week, and I hope that the week will usher new opportunities for you. It's Youth Assembly. My name is Sylvia Ishimwe. Welcome. Today on Youth Assembly, we are looking at party defections. How do you think the current political party defections would affect Nigeria's democratic process? That is the question we are asking, and we hope to answer today on the program. I have with me Honorable Shegun Bekun, who is a businessman and also a politician. Welcome, Honorable. Okay,
Thank you
and
very much.
yes, it's good to have you. We also have joining us online on Twitter, Joseph Ago. Joseph Ago is a sustainable development advocate. Welcome, Joseph.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Yes, good to have you. Recently there has been a wave of defections of opposition People's Democratic Party governors to the APC, the All Progressive Congress. And now, for some political watchers, the defection are a danger to democracy because if the trend continues, people are saying Nigeria could be on its way to becoming a one-party state. Now, while others think it's good for democracy, as the defecting governors would align with the center to bring the development to their state, others are saying, what does this actually mean for the Nigerian democratic process? So I'll start with you, the politician, Honorable Shagun Olanipekun. What do you think of the recent political shakeup or the defections happening from the PDP to the APC?
Well, good morning once again. Good morning, viewers and listeners. What I think is, well, as you can see, the most of these governors, they are defecting, and first and foremost, I'm a proud member of the PDP. No shaking about that. But it's very unfortunate because um, the the ruling party they've had this trend of trying to muzzle our the the elected governors of the opposition party. So it's a bad trend
Okay, we're struggling to hear
of
you. Mr. Joseph, can you hear him?
the
Yeah, I can,
process
but not so
because
clear.
if you listen to governors who have um none of them have a concrete reason for defect. You ask them issues, they just keep dancing around the major question. No, but none of them started with cross river. Yeah, yes, starting
Okay.
with cross river, Zamfara, and the
Mhm.
rest. None of them have a concrete reason for defecting. This is a very bad trend. First
Mhm.
and foremost, it speaks to the individual's integrity. It speaks to what you believe in. All of us know that the PDP is a very democratic party. Yes, the PDP is a very democratic party, and our own investigations. Yes, is it clearer now?
Okay, so we're struggling to hear you. But what I can
From
get
our own
from what you said,
investigations,
what I
we
can
have
get,
seen
hold
that
on, Mr. Honorable Shegun.
behind the scenes there
Okay.
is a hand trying to frustrate these governors, and most of them that are defecting, they are second-term governors. You, you notice most of them are second-term governors. So
So, but what do you
you have to
think?
ask this question: what
Why
is
do
really
you think
happening behind the
why do
scenes?
you
There are so
think
many
the
things happening
PDP is
behind the scenes
losing
that
its
most Nigerians
governors
would
to the APC?
not know. But
Yeah.
the bottom line is that it is a bad trend.
Okay. Okay. At this point, I'll have to mute you for a bit. Let's get just get the connection right. But I was asking, what do you think, or why do you think the PDP governors are leaving for the APC? Well, some people say it's obvious, but what do you think? Um, uh, Joseph, you heard what he said. What is your opinion on the issue?
I think primarily there's nothing wrong. The concept of defection, there's nothing wrong with that concept, except we believe or think political parties are secret societies. You know, there is freedom of association, and of course, people would argue that, but at the level of the states, it seems political parties are more or less like secret societies. But really, there's nothing wrong with the concept of defection. But when we situate defection in Nigerian politics, that's a very, very bad mix we see. Because, for example, um, politics is representative in nature. So if a politician, let's take the example of the Cross River State governor. He is as a second-term governor.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
As a second-term,
Go ahead.
yes, as a second-term governor, and the question is, what is he trying to gain by defecting to the APC? I think these guys are not. Uh, they're more or less not towing the line of representative politics. They are rather towing the line of self-serving politics, because like you said, the reason is quite obvious. The reason a second-time governor would defect to the ruling party is maybe he has some skeletons in his cupboard. So,
Well, yes. So that's the worry a
and
lot of people have expressed also, that these defecting governors are doing so for their selfish reasons, like you pointed out. But do you think the APC can manage the interests of the defecting governors so they don't end up imploding?
I think the primary concern of those defecting from the PDP to the APC is self-preservation and not any political gain, so to speak. They may be afraid of EFCC coming after them. They may be afraid of some form of political witch hunt. So I think these defectors will just get into the APC and be quiet for a very long time. A lot of them, after serving for so long under the umbrella of the PDP,
Yeah.
I mean, there's really nothing politically to gain. All they might just want or desire will be a situation where they are not shipped from one courthouse to the other, trying to get injunctions to stay prosecution by anti-graft agencies of the federal government.
Interesting. Okay. Now that you mentioned, I would like to know, but I'll ask you that question after this. Okay. So this is Youth Assembly, and if you're just joining us, we are talking about the current political party defections rocking the nation. How do you think the current political party defections will affect Nigeria's democratic process? That is the question we have for you. If you have answers to that, please feel free to drop them at the comment section. And also, if you have questions for our guests, also drop them, or your contributions. We would appreciate it. Okay, so Joseph, are you still there? I also introduced Honorable Shebu back online. Okay, so Honorable, I hope we can hear you better now. So, what do you think of these defections now that it's come on and it's happening? What does it say to the political fortune of or the electoral fortune of the party PDP? Honorable Shogun, can you hear me? You didn't hear me. Okay, Joseph, if you're there, you can join us again and contribute.
Yes.
You didn't hear me, so Joseph, over to you now.
What was the question? Sorry, I
Yes,
didn't
the
get it.
question. Yes, the question.
Yes. First and foremost.
Okay,
Yes,
go
I'm
ahead,
with you.
Honorable.
Yes, I can hear you. I hope you
Yes.
can hear me too. Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Yes, I got the question. I got the question. Yeah, what I it doesn't well. Politically speaking, definitely it means that we've lost more states, right? And in general, especially in the presidential elections, you need to have two-third of the states to win the presidential elections. If the governors have defected, PDP is very strong there. Hear what I'm saying? PDP is strong. It's not about the governor. It's not about the governor at all, because if the governor we still have PDP structure there. PDP is a party that has vast coverage. So we just have to the NWC just have to try as much as possible to restructure the party at this level and get people, men of integrity, who would is at that level. We have to work harder the general elections, because there's what you have what you call power of incumbency, and the most unfortunate one is the Zamfara case. PDP worked so hard to get that one judgment at the Supreme Court, which is Governor Matawale, and at the end of it carries the mandate to another party, which we are still going to get more clarifications from the Supreme Court, if that is possible, because you can is court judgment. So they are technically involved.
So do you think there should be consequences for those governors who defect from the party where they won their elections to another party? What kind of consequences, if you think so, what kind of consequences do you think um, there should be?
Yes, constitutional king.
Yes.
There's no sanctions or you know punishments that can give their host to move political parties. But it's something that we really need to look into at the moment, because it's in unbecoming. According to the constitution, is the political has the mandate. It's not even the individual. It's the political party that has the mandate. So when somebody that is elected now takes the mandate of the political party and go and give that party, it becomes a very big the party. Is only PDP members that are APC. The APC members are also coming to PDP, but we have to create whether it can happen in the new electoral act, if they eventually sign it into law, whereby you can't just take party's mandate to another party. We need to help in stemming this tide.
Okay. So yes, thank you so much, Honorable. Now I introduce Mr. Joseph Aga, who is a sustainable development advocate. Okay, at this point, what do you think, Mr. Joseph? I have comments already. Let me take one or two, and this is one of them. Hirhiani is saying Nigerian politics is something else. Their own model does not exist anywhere else. I think Nigerians are unique, even in politics. Okay, so what do you think, Joseph, about this comment? How can we change the situation that we have found ourselves, if we have to make sure that our democracy is protected?
I think the power resides with the people and not with political parties. And for so long, the people, that's, I mean, the generality of Nigerians have more or less uh, given up their responsibilities to political parties. So ultimately, I see a situation where by the next election, the people would rise and really show their displeasure towards all these dramatics happening in our political sector, and really make some politicians pay for all that they've done, whether defecting to another political party to serve their own personal interests um, uh, against the interest of the people that they represent. So I think the people should own up, should stand up and really make these politicians pay by the next time an opportunity is presented them to vote or determine who represents them at any level.
Okay, so there is this talk about a new political party coming up, a stronger one that will be able to stand the ruling party APC. Do you think that is what Nigeria needs at this time? We are the governors at PDP to APC.
I think that's a possibility, because it took a new political party to dislodge the PDP after 16 years of staying in power. So that can be an option. We could also see a situation where credible candidates rally around an existing political structure and really use their personal brand to repair whatever damage that existing political structure has. For example, the PDP. I mean, there are governors within the PDP that are doing good. For example, the Oyo State governor. I'm not from Oyo State, by the way. So that personality within that political structure can make a case for PDP by the next election. People like that, personalities like that, can come together and also get the people behind them and push out or move for a change at the center or whatever level a change is required politically. But again, there are two options. It's either there's a brand new political structure, which a lot of Nigerians seem to favor, or rallying around current political structure, which could be the PDP or any political party at all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So another comment we have here from Ray Ame. Okay, at this point, Honorable, I'll ask you this question, and I want you to react to this comment by Ray Ame, and also give us your own opinion about a new Democratic Party or a new party forming to stand with the ruling party. Is that a possibility, or do you think this is what Nigeria needs at this time? So Ray says, making Nigeria a one-party system is sickening and highly discouraging, going by the move by the ruling party to systematically coercing governors elected under different political parties to join them. I find it demoralizing, to say the least. So he's not happy about it. What do you think, Honorable?
Not brand to repair whatever damage that existing political structure has. For example, the PDP. I mean, yeah.
Go ahead, we can hear you. Okay. So apologies for that hitch we're having from his connection, from the Honorable's connection. But we'll take it from here, Joseph. It's all about you today. I presume. So what do you think about that comment? I'll put it there again for you to see and react.
I think if you take the example of South Africa is a multi-party democracy. But since Nelson Mandela got out of prison, the ANC has been in power up until today. America, for example, is a multi-party democracy also, but we see just two political parties. That's the Republican and Democratic Party, still in the airwaves, basically. Nigeria, I think the problem fundamentally is we have arrogated so much political effects to governors or political office holders. For example, the governor of Cross River State defecting. I mean, there shouldn't be any major political consequence I see by the next election. Except the governor has more than one vote, but the power resides with the people. And as much as this gets a lot of us angry, but it's just part of our learning curve as a young democracy, and the people should realize that the power of change, or to bring about a change, resides ultimately with them.
Okay, so we have 2 years to go, the 2023 election, and already we're seeing this happening. Now, do you think these defections would have any impacts, and what are those impacts if you think so?
They definitely have impacts. I'm not going to say that these defections will
We
not
have
have
2
any
years to go.
impact.
What kind of impact are we going to be seeing if this continues?
Of course, one impact is going to get a lot of Nigerians angry, and to get a lot of Nigerians. For example, that's the Independent National Electoral Commission opened registration, and on the first day of opening that portal, about 42,000 people indicated interest to register to vote, or to have the allowance to vote, register to vote, basically. So all of these would, number one, get a lot of Nigerians angry and really desire to get involved in politics. Another consequence that these will cause as we move towards the 2023 election is that a lot of people that have what it takes to deliver good governance, that have otherwise all this while sat in the private sector, sat maybe around the academia, maybe a lot of them sitting in diaspora, a lot of them would really desire to get involved, not just wanting to vote, but really desiring to participate, to contest for political office. Another effects as we move towards 2023 is that Nigeria, I mean, there are some states that will flip. For example, the Zamfara State governor. Zamfara State is an APC stronghold, whether we like it or not. Matawale became governor because the Zamfara State chapter of the APC fielded no candidates. So what we'll see might be the end of PDP Zamfara State, or we might be shocked to see the emergence of PDP in Zamfara State. So
We'll see.
What we'll see is different colors, political party colors across the nation. And I think the last thing I'm going to say is we're going to witness the end of a straight line type of voting by majority of Nigerians. For example, when the average Nigerian gets into the polling booth to vote, he votes PDP down the line. He votes APC down the line. So what we're going to see is a majority of Nigerians would not give a lot of attention to political parties. They would be more concerned about the candidates that come under these political parties. So you would have differences. For example, let's say an APC senator. I'm just using this example for proposals like an APC senator and a PDP governor,
Okay.
or the reverse.
All right, let's hear now from the Honorable. He has been trying to speak and he's speaking a lot. Let's see what he has to say. Okay.
Okay, they are okay, and will become a true republic.
So, yes, I have another person joining me. I don't know, Honorable, we can't hear you perfectly, but somebody is in the studio here to talk about this issue. He's also a politician. And welcome, Adamu Shokonya,
Thank you very
to
much.
Youth Assembly again.
Thank you very much.
Please come closer. You're out of the frame, but yes, it's good to have you on Youth Assembly. We hear your opinion. So we've talked a lot about the defections happening from the PDP to the ruling APC party. Some people have called it's for selfish interest, and some people have also said that a new political party might be birthed. What do you think? What do you think the country needs at this time in the face of these defections?
I want to remind Nigerians that what we are practicing is democracy. I know in democracy, the people are allowed to elect representatives of their choice. So it means, and the type of democracy we are practicing is the indirect type of democracy where the people elect those that will take decisions on their behalf. So it means all of the political leaders we are having today are not there because they elected themselves or they appointed themselves. They are there because they were elected by the people. And that's why it is very, very
on
important.
A platform, on a
yes,
particular
on
platform.
A platform, because we are practicing a multi-party system in our country. So it is very important for the people for the leaders to always consider the interest of the people in whatsoever decision they want to take. Defecting from one political party to the other is not bad. It's very, very, very good. In fact, the political party that is receiving the campaign is always happy, while the parties that is losing the campaign are not always very happy. So it's a good thing, but the important thing is that the people must first of all be considered when defecting, because most times
when you say considered, what do you mean?
I mean, you need to seek the opinion of those that elected you first on that platform.
But that's not the case. We get to see. We just wake up in the morning and then we hear that, oh, this governor has defected to the APC, and everybody have to just comment and talk about it.
That's very unfortunate. Even though we have seen very few scenarios where a particular politician would decamp from a political party to another political party, and then at the end of the day, when it comes to election period, those that voted him will now vote against him. Why? Because he did not seek their opinion before decamping to the other party. So it's good to decamp, but it's also very good to always consider the interest of.
Do you think there should be consequences for those who defect from a particular, you won election in a particular party and then you defect to another party? Should there be consequences?
As a politician, I need to be very careful in asking this question. Okay. The only thing we need to know as politicians, we need to be careful of as politicians is that, as I said, if you want to decamp, first of all, seek for the opinion of majority of your people. If they ask you to go, because there are times that even your people will tell you to go. You understand? So if your people are telling you to go, go without looking back. Because if you go when your people are telling you to go, it means when time for election comes, those same people will stand for you.
Yeah.
But it means if you go without seeking the opinion of a people, when time for election comes, the effects now that you're talking about will be that they will vote you out.
Yeah.
You understand? They will vote you out. So if any politician must decamp, let it not be for personal or selfish interest. Let it be for the interest of the people. So the question now is that most of the politicians that are decamping, to whose interest are they decamping? Is it for the interest of the people or for their own interest? If it is for the interest of the people, very good. But if it is not for the interest of the people, then it's bad. And I must also use the opportunity to talk about our political parties. That one of the reasons why politicians are decamping from one political party to the other is simply because there is no internal democracy in our political parties today. Yes, because most politicians feel their interest is not secured, even when they know they have a majority of the supporters. But they are careful that at the end of the day, the big wigs in the political party can just during the primaries hijack the whole process and then bring a candidate that is not even popular. And that's why some politicians will just decide to decamp when they perceive it. They decamp to a political party where their own interest will be protected.
Okay, so I asked this question earlier, but now that you're here, you mentioned it. So these people are leaving for the APC for reasons, for selfish reasons.
Not all.
For most of them, yes. Well, all the guests agreed with me that selfish reason. But do you think the APC can manage this interest of people coming in, and so they don't end up imploding?
Yes, there is no political party that don't have its own problems. How these problems are managed is what is what matters. I strongly believe that with the APC being the ruling government today, and then with the kind of leaders that we have, I believe by the grace of God, we'll be able to manage. Ourselves.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Interesting thoughts there. Adamu Shakoya is a politician, and I hear that you are also.
I'm also yes, and I'm a member of APC.
Oh, okay. You're contesting for a position. Okay, so let's hear from you. Final thoughts from you, Joseph Ago, who is a sustainable development advocate. What do you think should be done going forward to protect our democracy? What do you think is to protect Nigeria's democracy? Let me hear your final thoughts on this issue.
I think like I said, there's nothing wrong with defecting.
Okay.
The concept of defection, there's nothing wrong with it, except political parties and secret societies. But primarily, I think for us to experience an evolution in our democratic process, the individual citizens must take responsibility. I mean, in that political environment, a lot of them that are not registered to vote should endeavor to get registered and vote. And a lot of people that think that they can offer more than a lot of these current politicians are offering should get into the fray and contest for political office. But a note of caution for political parties is, a lot of these people that are defective, in one way or the other, in the past, they benefited from undemocratic processes within their political parties. And now all of a sudden, they are complaining about being cheated within the political party. So for me, it's self-serving. And political parties should come up with internal mechanisms to check all of these very, very funny behaviors.
All right, check funny behaviors. In his own words, he is a sustainable development advocate. His name is Joseph Ago, and of course, I've also had Honorable Segun Olanipekun, who is also a politician and a businessman, join us, and he made his own contributions, even though we couldn't hear him so clearly. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Honorable, and thank you, Joseph, for your contribution. And finally, what do you have to say, especially to people who voted these people in, and now they're heartbroken?
I think the only thing I'll do is to encourage them.
Okay.
Yes, I will not tell them to abandon those that have defected, The only thing I'll do is to encourage them, if those that are defected are really good, it's not bad for them to vote them back in the next
What if we don't? The person don't like that political party where the person has gone.
Then it means we are making mistake. Political party is not really the issue. I think we should not always focus on political parties. Let's focus on even the individual that is contesting for election. If the individual contesting is qualified, there's nothing wrong with him voting for him again and again. We understand. Just as we have seen, in fact, politicians are beginning to prove to us that political party is not really what matters. Because what the mistake that most of we, the electorate, are making is that we think political party is the whole thing. You see, so if you decide to kill yourself or a politician because of a political party, we have seen it several times that the same politician you are killing yourself for, in just a second can decide to defect to the other political party. So it's not, political party is not the issue, but the person and even the interest. So as a people, just as politicians are defecting to protect their own interest, it is also very, very important for the citizens to also protect their interest by voting the right candidate of their choice.
So finally, let's take this thought from Abdullahi Dauda. You can do what you feel is good for your people, but if you feel be in one party forever, you will not do anything good. Arafai is good, Zulum is working, Makinde is working, Shawolu too. These are people working for the good of the people. Okay, he highlighted the people working in his own opinion. Thank you, Abdullahi, for your contribution. Ray Ame Hiani, Eneken Yahweh, she says well done, and Hilda, interesting. Thank you so much for your contribution. All of you who watched and didn't comment, but you are nodding your head. Thank you also for doing this with us. Okay, to all of you who listen to us on via our website at www.clicknaija.net, thank you for your time. And follow us on all of our social platforms. On Instagram, we're at Click Naija. And right here on Facebook, engage with our content. And please share this video. On YouTube also, we're at Click Naija. We'll be back tomorrow for another interesting edition of Youth Assembly. This time around, we'll take you to the streets or to the people. See you then. But for now, remain safe. And please, don't defect if you don't have to. Thank you. My name is Sylvia Ishebe. Thank you. Thank you, Adabu.
Thank you very much.
It was nice having you.
Same.
Okay. The show was produced by Ioma Ukeji. Let me not forget that. Bye.